Good morning everybody. So it's now day 3. So yeah, I've slept up here all night. The weather was great. It was windy a little, but not too bad. No rain, and the best thing about it is there were no midges up here at all, pretty much. So I picked a good spot. It's a bit of a blustery morning, nothing too bad though. So now it's day 3, Sunday. So now I'm going to be heading back the way I came, because the flow of the water is now in my favour. I'll be getting the pack raft out, and hopefully that should make the journey a bit nicer. So for the next 3 days I'll be heading back the way I came, in shorter distances, just to enjoy the outdoors a bit more, before heading back to where I started. Okay, so I found a nice little spot here to set my boat up and enter the water. As you can see, the flow is quite steady, quite calm, but still quite strong, which should be good for me because it will help me. It will take less effort for me to paddle, and the current itself will do most of the work for me. So yeah, let's go. Pack on my legs, can't see anything else. I will be paddling as far as the eye can see. Taking my time about it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm currently paddling along with a golden eagle soaring above me. Incredible. Someday I will buy galley with good oars, sail to distant shores, stand up on the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven you made for certainly isn't the fastest way of travelling. With the speed you're looking for, yeah, that's just walking. It would be far easier in a proper Canadian canoe that can cut through the water. This raft is fine. I'm in no rush. It's been probably about an hour and a half, and I'm nearing the end of the loch, I think. I hope. But I'm trying to stick close to the banks because I found this is where the current is strongest, as opposed to out in the deep. And this is where I get more assistance. You're a beauty horse, aren't you? Okay, so I've been paddling now for about 3 hours in that region. But yeah, I've reached the end of Loch Affric. I was going pretty slowly, probably about a kilometre an hour, but I was stopping along the way. I saw a few golden eagles soaring above. I stopped to try and get some photos of them, but unfortunately they flew off before I could get any good photos. But yeah, I've paddled my way along. The weather's been good to me so far, but I think there's some rain blowing in now, which is good, because I've now decided to stop, because a bit further on along the river, down that way, is some rapids followed by some big waterfalls. So I'm going to get out, walk round from here now, up back towards Loch Beinn, where I will set up for the night. I mean, it's only sort of 2 in the afternoon now, but yeah, I want to sort of pace myself and spend some time more chilled in the woods, not just worried about you know, getting a certain place at a certain time. But yeah, all's going well so far. So here is a map of the route that I took, starting at the southwesterly corner of Loch Affric. It was only approximately 5 kilometers, but this journey took me about 3 hours to this point here at the top of Loch Affric, where I disembarked from my boat, and from here I began making my way on foot back towards Loch Beinn. It's about 3 in the afternoon on my 3rd day. As far as the eye can see, I'll be travelling over the next couple of days, and I'm going to sleep. I'm going to find a spot somewhere in this woodlands over here, probably away from the bank, because that's where the midges seem to like. So I'm going to move away from there and yeah, find somewhere nice to sleep. I can't imagine tonight is going to be as lucky than I was last night, but we'll find out. Okay, so here's my setup for tonight. I'm in the woodlands off of Loch Beinn, and so tonight I've just set up my tarp off this tree, like so, little lean-to shelter style. There are a few midges around. I've pretty much come to realise that they are unavoidable, especially in the woodlands here, woodlands and anywhere in the long grass. As soon as you sit still for a minute, they will begin to activate and start flying around. But so far this is not the worst they've been. There's only probably hundreds flying around rather than thousands like there was on other nights. So yeah, shouldn't be a problem. A good thing about this spot that I've picked is that there is a very large amount of bilberries very close within walking distance. So I have a ready supply of food for the evening, and they'll be accessible in seconds. The tree that I have strung my tarp off is a pine, and you can see there's quite a lot of low-hanging young pine needles, and I can use these needles to make pine needle tea, which I plan to do shortly. Now I'm probably, no doubt, going to get some midges in it. That's the way it goes. I'll do loads. Get the water boiling. Then I've got the pine needles here. I'm just going to rip off the pines. Rip the pines in half. I'll stick quite a lot in to get maximum flavour. So that's just waiting now for this to boil. It's coming along quite nicely. I'm sure you'll be able to see all the midges in this video. I'm all smidged up at the moment, so I'm not overly worried about the midges. They don't seem to be landing on me. Yeah, so it's day 3 of this adventure, and I'm loving it. Every minute of it, really. It's been a great freedom, just being by myself. I've not listened to any music, just me and the sounds of the wilderness. I mean, the midges are a downer, but once you look past them, life is good and simple. I've eaten well. I brought porridge and ingredients for bannock with me as a precaution in case I couldn't forage or fish. Well, fishing hasn't proven successful yet. Foraging, on the other hand, has been amazing. There's bilberries all over the place, and they are what I've been pretty much living off for the last 2-3 days. I feel good. I'm not aching or feeling fatigued. I feel well nourished. Yeah, quite happy. We'll take that off now, I think. to the side. I've got me cookser. Dirt in it. So, cheers. Might need that to cool down a bit, I think. It's bloody warm. But yeah, as you see, that's nice and easy to make. Only took about 10 minutes. But yeah, nice and simple. So the midges have picked up. Let's deal with them. What else better? I've decided to have a dram of whiskey. For those that don't know, whiskey comes from the Scottish Gaelic word Ishkaba, which means water of life, which is very true. This scotch I'm drinking is Aberlour, and it's very nice. Ideal for Scotland, ideal for handling these bloody midges. So I've just come down to the banks of the loch just to get away from the midges for a bit. So tomorrow my plan is to come down here, set up my raft and continue along the loch in that direction. Tomorrow is going to be, hopefully, a day of sticking near the loch and hopefully fishing along the way. I've survived pretty well so far without fishing, but a fish would be a bonus. So we'll see how we get on tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Every night when I finish a day's walking or a day's canoeing, my boots and socks are absolutely sodden. So it's always important to take care of your feet, especially when you're on a long distance, long period adventure like this. So every night when I come to it, I always take my boots off and take my socks off. Just put them to the side. You have to be quick, just let the midges get in your feet. Oh. There'll be some shite on them. It's a good time to check your feet for any blisters or any hot spots where blisters might grow. Fortunately, I don't have any at the moment, which is good. Then I've got a little towel which I use to dry them off. I then chuck some talcum powder on them, lots of it, more into your hand. Do both top and bottom. Lather it. Get as much of your feet covered as possible. And then before going to bed, when I'm not going to be needing my boots again, I stick on a pair of dry socks, which I've been keeping especially for sleeping at night. So you've got nice dry feet in dry socks while you're sleeping. Now, these socks are sodden. They will cool down overnight and they'll become very cold. However, I'll be putting these back on in the morning. Believe me, it will be truly unpleasant. However, once you start walking again and your feet begin to warm them up again, then yeah, there's no problem. But it's always important to take good care of your feet.